David Letterman admits to poor taste in a joke about Sarah Palin's daughter. What about the joke about the governor's supposed slutty flight attendant look? Is she right? Was that adjective really necessary? And don't flight attendants have a complaint? That's next, but first, time for Countdown's number 2 story. Tonight's worst persons in the world. They bronzed Joseph Farah, the liar who runs the WorldNet Daily website for extremists, complaining today that I was wrong when we reported that after the assassination of Dr. George Tiller, blogger and sometimes WND columnist Jill Stanek posted personal data about the 2 doctors who still perform late-term abortions. He also said we had a lot of nerve, quote, indicting people for instigating Tiller's murder, considering I am, quote, putting targets on the backs of those he labels the worst persons in the world. And he wrote, there are at least a dozen or so people who watch this cretin. All right, incorrect order. Here is Jill Stanek's blog from June 3rd, in which she posted photos of Dr. Leroy Carhart and his facility. Here is Jill Stanek's blog from March 9th, in which she posted a group photo of Carhart, his wife, and Governor Sebelius of Kansas, each circled in red like targets. As to the worst person segment and its targets, having been a target of domestic terrorism for my work, I have always publicly and repeatedly insisted that none of these matters should ever be resolved by violence, nor even by intruding on somebody's privacy. I have taken the side of people with whom I disagree, whose homes were photographed, addresses posted, or who had cream pies thrown at them. And as to the dozen who watch, AC Nielsen Company estimates last night's audience here at 1,722,000. And as to Mr. Farah, this is the man who still insists that his website never claimed it had authenticated Barack Obama's birth certificate, when in fact on August 23rd, 2008, in an article by Drew Zahn, it did exactly that. Mr. Farah is a flaming fraud. The silver to Mr. Bouncy Bouncy. This was from this afternoon, just before an Obama birth certificate denier shot up the Holocaust Museum in Washington.
You know, a lot of people talk about Obama and his messianic complex. He does have one thing in common with God. Barack Obama has one thing in common with God. You know what it is? God does not have a birth certificate either. God does not have a birth certificate, neither does Obama. Not that we've seen.
Even I doubt that had anything to do with what happened in that tragedy at the Holocaust Museum today, but it does underscore the fact that if you say stupid, incendiary, racist, crackpot things frequently enough, eventually, Rush, you will make a joke about some stupid thing, and then a few minutes later, somebody who thinks the stupid thing is gospel will go and kill somebody over it. But our winner, Congresswoman Michele Bachmann, whoever sends her these talking points, please pay attention to the detail, because she doesn't. One story that came out today, there's a dealership that I know of that applied to their Democrat senator to appeal for help so that they could stay open. That senator was able to arrange a meeting between the dealer and the officials at GM. We all know GM is now Government Motors because it's owned by the American people. It's been nationalized. Well, she's talking about Minnesota's Democratic Senator, Amy Klobuchar. What Bachmann left out is she did the same thing, and she did it along with Senator Klobuchar. From Bachmann's own website, May 30th, hundreds of people from Lake Elmo and the St. Croix Valley gathered at Fury Chrysler Dodge to send a strong message to Washington that they will not let a successful dealership close without a fight. Owners Jim and Tom Leonard learned their 46-year-old family-run business was marked for closure as part of Chrysler's restructuring. Congresswoman Michele Bachmann was on hand to lead the rally to save the dealership. She said she will take their fight to Washington on Wednesday, when Chrysler dealers will be questioned by members of the Senate about the future of the local car dealers. Senator Amy Klobuchar will also take the fight, and a petition signed by attendees of the rally to Washington. Again, this is a plea on behalf of Congresswoman Bachmann to whoever sends her these talking points. Do not make her accuse a Democrat of something she has already herself done. Most importantly, do not make her slam the Democrat with whom she is working to keep a car dealership open for keeping a car dealership open. Also, a bigger typeface on the notes, please, because she also said, one thing that has kept us a superpower has been freedom, free market economists. We are in the process of watching the deconstruction of free market economists before our very eyes. Please, please. We have been a superpower because of economists. Economics. Again, to Congresswoman Bachmann's puppeteers, please, large typeface. Maybe go for the phonetic spellings. Free market economists. Congresswoman Michele Bachmann, today's worst petrol person in the world.